Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, yesterday we finished reviewing suffices and sutta, and then Bhāvataddhita. After Bhava word, we have apologetic sentence to show reason. And then today you need to know this important topic. This is Bhava Sambandha and Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha. Because if we don't know, sometimes if we don't know this Bhava Sambandha and Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha, our interpretation, our translation might be wrong. Okay? So how to say? When there is how to say, a word that shows reason in a sentence, at the time, how to say, in my experience, I experience like this. For not knowing this Bhava Sambandha and Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha. Okay, so this topic is in the Dhammacakka level, the Sila Khandha subject. So one question comes. One question. Okay. So okay, Bhava Sambandha and Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha. What is Bhava Sambandha and Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha? So here, rule 1, rule 2. Rule 1 is general rule. It is easy to know. Mostly, this is also general, but there are some examples. Some example in which this rule is, how to say, not applicable and not correct. Okay. So, okay, in a sentence with the Bhāvataddhita, Pakati Kattu, Pakati Kattu, and Pakati Kamma. There are two subjects in a sentence. It is like Padubi in English. In Pāļi we have Hoti or Bhavati, like this, in such sentence. Two subjects. The first subject is called Pakati Kattu. The first original subject, we can say original. Kamma, Pakati Kamma. Also we have two objects. Pakati Kamma and Vikati Kamma. Pakati Kattu, Vikati Kattu. Pakati Kamma, Vikati Kamma. The original objects, Pakati Kamma. So these subjects and objects change to genitive. Then the genitive of Taddhitakaṇḍa Sambandha like this. This Taddhita also, above I already told you, they also like kind of like predicate. They also how to say, also like verb. For example, okay, Taddhitakaṇḍa, for example, Taddhitakaṇḍa. Okay, Taddhitakaṇḍa. So this, so he is the donor. So Taddhitakaṇḍa refers to what? Tassa. Tassa refers to what? Taddhita, like this. So Taddhitakaṇḍa also like It's also need is how to say a part noun. Okay, it has also so tassa. Okay, like this. Next word, for example, vigrahita pada. Okay, vigrahita pada. This is kita what? Tava surface. This also has subject and verb as a subject and object. So vigrahita in this case is passive voice. Of course, it has subject and it has object also. Okay, so vigrahita pada. So who should be blamed? The Buddha or this shameless monk, shameless monk? Okay, like this. So, so if we don't know the subject or object of this, so tata, vigrahita pada. So our interpretation might be wrong. Okay, in this case, vigrahi. Okay, vigrahi. Sometimes how to say is very confusing, or subject or object. How to say, the subject of this this karana or hetu is object or subject. Sometimes confusing. At the time, we may interpret wrongly like this. That's why Bhāvataddhita, Taddhitakaṇḍa is a very important topic in our Pāḷi study. Okay, so this easy rule, general rule. In a sentence, there must be one subject, maybe object if the verb is transitive, and then there is also hetu what, okay, karana what, the word that should reason in that same sentence. At the time, what to say, the subject or the object of that hetu is which word, subject or object, like this. Okay, so here this pakati kamma, pakadikatu, original subject and original kamma must be the genitive or subject or object of that hetu, etada samanta. Okay. Okay, this rule is number one rule. Rule two, this is it's always correct. Bhava sambandha and tata sambandha. Okay, what is bhava sambandha and tata sambandha? Later I will show you. So bhava sambandha and tata sambandha must have same gender and number and reference. Okay, if so, the genitive you you change from subject or object is correct. Okay, same gender, same number and reference. Bhava sambandha and tata sambandha. What are bhava sambandha and tata sambandha? Okay, so the genitive of bhava hetu or tata sambandha is the word that has the same reference, gender, and number with the bhava sambandha. Okay, now what you need to know is what is bhava sambandha and what is tata sambandha. Okay, bhava sambandha, tata sambandha. So you have already studied Bhāvataddhita. Okay, we make a definition, for example, here. Subhikataya. Subhikasa bhavo subhikata. Okay, subhikasa bhavo subhikata. Subhikasa bhavo subhikata. So this bhava what? So the word which is connected with this bhava word in the Vikasta is called bhava sambandha. So this subhikasa is called bhava sambandha. Okay, bhava sambandha. The sambandha, the the genitive of bhava word. That's why it's called Subhikasa is called bhava sambandha. Okay, so after having this Bhāvataddhita word, we have application then. After that Bhāvataddhita word, then we have Subhika, the Taya, so like this. At the time, this word, Subhika Taya, if we translate because of the state of having easy ends, having easy ends, because of easy end, okay, because of easy ends. So which is easy end? Where is easy end? Where is, how to say, the end is easy to be how to say, where the end is easy. At the time, this word, how to say, refer to something else. In this case, town, right? If so, this word Subhikataya needs subject or object. Okay, like this. So this this taya, Subhikataya, this ta, then this word we call ta sampan. How to say? Ta. Okay, this ta also need is relevant genitive sambandha. Okay, in this case, nakara. Okay, so nakara. So in fact, how to say, if we understand subject and object, linga, tongliya, and linga, tongliyata, lingata. For example, Sayadaw Goramo, for example. Sayadaw Goramo, okay, Sayadaw Goramo, Goramo Buddha, for example. Goramo Buddha. So this is one sentence. Okay? Goramo Buddha, this is one sentence. If we understand like this, what is subject, what is prakati, what is original subject, what is how to say, secondary subject. So Gorama Buddha, like this. Gorama is prakati katu, Buddha is vigiri katu. For example, Gorama Kachati, who goes? The subject of Kachati is Gorama like that. So if we understand, if we remember in how to simple sentence, okay, structure, we can understand this also. Okay, at the passive, this is how to say, sometimes difficult to understand. Sometimes we how to say, yeah, sometimes we cannot answer correctly. Okay, so now you know what is bhava sambandha and what is tata sambandha. So in this example, bhava sambandha, in the step of Bhāvataddhita, Vikaha, how to say, the genitive word before bhava word is called bhava sambandha. If so, here subhikata, okay, subhika is bhava sambandha. Okay, bhava sambandha. Subhika is bhava sambandha. After, how to say, attain, application, then we have, with application and taya, subhika taya. So that subhika taya, that how to say, the word that show reason has also have genitive sambandha. That genitive sambandha is called tata sambandha. Okay, bhava sambandha and tata sambandha. Okay, so this according to this number 2 rule, this bhava sambandha, like here, subhika, And Tata Samanta here, like Itanagaran, should be Imasanagarasa. So they must have same gender, and number, and a reference also. Okay. So like this. So Bhava Samana, Tata Samana. Bhava Samana means the Samana genitive before Bhava and the Bhava Vekha is called Bhava Samana. Tata Samana with the application term. How to say? Application term. How to say? The Sambandha, the subject or object of this, how to say? The reason. He do. Bhava he do what? He do what is called Tata Sambandha. Okay. So, okay, let's see example. With example, you will better understand. So, Idanakaram, Ramaniya, Hoti, Subhikataya. This is Bhava, he do what? Okay, Bhava he do what? Bhava he do what? So, Idanakaram, this town, Ramaniya, Hoti is pleasant. Why this town is pleasant? Subhikataya. Because it is easy to get alms, or if we translate loosely, because of the state of having easy alms, okay, having easy alms. Okay, so okay, if we analyze this, what is Bhava Sambandha? The Subhika, okay, which has been already connected with the star suffix with Bhava Sambandha. And what is the Sambandha of Subhikataya? Of course, mostly this Tata Sambandha. That means the Sambandha, the genitive of the reason, the Hindu word is not mentioned generally. Okay. So here, why we study here? Because to understand better, not to misinterpret. Okay, like this. Sometimes, how to say, we can see that the genitive of this Bhava Hetu also. Okay, Bhava Hetu also. Okay, so here, Subhika is called, in this case, Bhava Sambandha. So if so, what is the genitive and Sambandha of Subhikataya? It is Idanakaran. Because in this sentence, Idanakaran, we can say subject with reference to Hoti. Okay, Hoti is at the voice. Hoti is at the voice. That's why subject must be okay, nominative. Okay, with nominative case and then singular. Okay, so like this. So this is subject. Okay, so Idanagaran is, this town is. This town is what? Ramaniya, present. Okay, adjective complement. Okay, this also Ramaniya also modifies Idanagaran, the subject. That's why okay, so this Subhikataya is the reason why this town is pleasant. Okay, this Subhikataya is related to Idanagaran. So Ramaniya is just how to say adjective word. It is not noun word. It's not noun word. We can say how to say in a sentence. Noun word are how to say more important. Adjective word must modify noun words. Okay, so that's why Idanagaran should be the genitive or Sambandha or Tata Sambandha or Subhikataya. So how to change, how to turn this Idanagaran into genitive? So Imasa Nagarasa Subhikataya. Okay, so Idanagaran Imasa Nagarasa Subhikataya. Okay, the genitive of Subhikataya, how to say, becomes Nagarasa, Imasa Nagarasa through Ida Nagara, like this. Okay. In this case, how to say, this is Ramaniya is adjective complement, is how to say, like easier, is easier, because this is only how to say, four, we can say 4 or 5 words in this sentence. If the sentence is long, it's difficult for us how to define the relevant, the correct genitive of the reason, or Hindu. Okay, so Subhikasa, the Bhava Sambandha, and we have another name, Bhava Yoga also. Bhava Sambandha, Bhava Yoga. Sambandha, the genitive of Bhava, the connection of Bhava. And Bhava Yoga also the word that is associated, that is connected with Bhava, we can translate. These technical terms, Bhava Sambandha and Bhava Yoga, in this case, Subhikasa. That's why Ida Nagara, Imasa Nagara, Subhikata. So Ida Nagara changes to Imasa Nagarasa. So that's what how we call Tata Sambandha. Tata Sambandha. Sometimes we can use double ta suffix, sometimes we can use ta suffix. That's why Tata Sambandha. Okay. So Ida Nagara, Imasa Nagarasa, and Subhikasa. So if we check, the 2 words, Ida Nagara, Imasa Nagarasa, and Subhikasa. Subhikasa, okay, and the Subhikasa vowel, Subhikata. So they must have, the same gender, the number, and the reference. Okay, especially gender and number. Okay, this number also, how to say, sometimes how to say, not the same, might not be the same, because Tumyata, Linkata, or Bhagati, Pravigati sentences, there are some examples in which subjects and subject complements, or Bhagati, Bhagati Katu and Vigati Katu have, how to say, different genders and different number also. Have you seen such sentences? Have you seen?
Yes, Sayadaw.
Yeah, there are such sentences. In English also, how to say, we can see such sentences.
Yeah, well, in fact, that was one of the question I'm about to ask, but you already addressed. Because in the example you gave us yesterday, in the example of the Ime Dhamma Bhāvataddhita Bhāvataddhita, right? So in there, the Bhava Sambandha is Bhāvataddhita, right?
Yes.
And then the Ta Sambandha is Ime Dhamma. So Ime Dhamma is plural, but Bhāvataddhita is singular.
No, how can you say singular?
Well, because in the definition you gave us, so you explain the word.
So my definition is wrong. So it
yeah.
should be, how to say, Buddhena Bhāsita, because
Yes.
Ime Dhamma. Okay? Buddhena Bhāsita.
Yes,
If
but
we,
then the
if we
next
make
one you have,
Bhāsita,
yes.
yeah.
But the next one you have Buddha Bhāsitatsa, not Bhāsitanang.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, it's my mistake. Yeah. In fact, how to say, they must have the same gender, number, especially Because with assertive word, okay, Taddhitakaṇḍa word, Bhāvataddhita word, and the Kita words. Okay, Kita word, they must have always the same gender and number. And then
but Sayadaw,
also. But only how to say like noun. Noun. In the case of nouns, mostly we can see the different genders and numbers. But how to case and then always must be the same. Always must be the same. So I like to show.
but then Sayadaw,
Yes.
in this particular case, I don't think it needs to be the same number, right? Because Bhāvataddhita, it's just the state of something that is preached by the Buddha. It doesn't have to be plural. So it can be Bhāvataddhita. It's not necessarily to be, Bhāvataddhita. Right? Because here it refers to just the, well, I guess it is like the, is it like the quality? It's the guna? Right? It's not necessarily to be, plural. So I think, for the same number, that requirement is not necessary.
In fact, how to say, they must have same.
Generally, we say case numbers, but if these three cannot merge, at least we need to have the same case. The numbers doesn't matter.
So I have for me I am seeing examples and somehow will not need commentary because these example given in the Pāḷi books. Mostly noun words. Noun words. In English, we can say how to say subject and subject complement, not adjective complement. Okay, like pleasant is adjective complement, is not noun word. So in the case of like adjective complement, like Taddhitakaṇḍa word, Taddhitakaṇḍa word, for example, Dhanti, who has the stick. So refer to someone Taddhitakaṇḍa word, who is Māsāwa, Kita word, many Kita words. So they have they are adjectives, in fact. So they must refer to nouns. So at the time, they must have same genders as the noun they modify. So here Bhāvataddhita also, this is Kita word, Bhāvataddhita Kita word. That's why must have same gender as the noun imitama and number also. Yes. Now I don't see my Pāḷi book. I cannot get it anymore. Oh yes. Examples. Where? In the somehow we not. I don't remember example. Somehow we not. I don't know where.
So what are you looking for, Sayadaw?
To show you the sentences in which subject and subject complement have different genders and different numbers. Okay.
Before we already saw such examples.
Okay, now I cannot. Don't know where. Oh, the kiss and yes, now yes, I know. So, for example, I will type here. He and two different numbers and genders. And we different numbers and genders of subject and subject complement. Subjective complement. Subjective complement. Okay. For example, short sentence I will show you. Short sentence. Padarūpasiddhi. Padarūpasiddhi. Ayaranani. Ayaranani. Amarupamanami. Mata Miwa Hundi. This sentence, some more without a name, some more. Some more without any commentary. Commentary 44. So let's see this example. So if the verb is hundi, okay, it's plural. Plural. The subject is Padarūpasiddhi Ayaranani. Okay, plural neuter gender. Plural neuter gender. So this hundi is at the boys. Like Horti, Bhavati, mostly they have two subjects. Two subjects. Like in English, she is a student. A student also, like subject of is. And that's why subjective complement. So here, like this here also, Padarūpasiddhi Ayaranani is subject. This is Bhāvataddhita in Pāļi, English subject. The Namarupa Matamewa is subjective complement in English. Here in Pāļi we call Bhāvataddhita. Okay, so this is singular. Namarupa Matamewa is singular and neuter gender. Okay, so this subject is neuter gender plural. Okay, so the hundi. So this hundi is in agreement with the Bhāvataddhita. Sometimes this is subject, the main verb of hundi. sometimes in agreement with Bhāvataddhita sometimes. Okay, it depends on the speaker. It depends on the speaker.
Sayadaw.
Yes.
Is it Nama or Rama, Sayadaw?
Oh yes.
Nama.
Okay. Like this. This is different numbers. Only different number. If we see this nama rupa metta, this nama rupa metta is noun word. Okay, noun word. Nama rupa metta. Nama rupa. Noun word. So not a Taddhitakaṇḍa word, not Bhāvataddhita word, and not Kita word. Okay. Kita word we like Kita word we can split into two. We can divide into two. This is a nominal Kita word and Bhāvataddhita word. Bhāvataddhita words apart from like Nama, Rupa, these words are nominal Kita words. Okay, they have no how to say sense of power, no sense of action. They do not show action, right? They are just noun. Like Bhāvataddhita word, like Tavaniya Kija surfaces, that surfaces like this, that surfaces, and that surface, mana surface, and so. Like these were also Kita word, but these are nominal Kita words. Okay, so Bhāvataddhita was always referred to nouns. That's why they are adjective. They are adjective. So at the time they must have same gender as the noun they modify. So yeah, okay. Another example I will show you. Another example was a short one. Okay. And also somehow we know the name commentary. So in this example, subject and subject complement. This subject and subject complement, nama rupa mata, different numbers. Different numbers. Now this example, some Taddhitakaṇḍa pana Sayadaw. Sayadaw Khandha 8 Jana Kathena with under dot. Kathena 80 nama. 80 nama Honti. Nama Honti. Also Samoha we know the name. Samoha 293. 293. So in the first example, we can translate Radhavi Ayranani Namarupa. Also 12 Ayrana bases are also just just Nama and Rupa. Just how to translate? Mind and matter. Or just mind and matter. Just Nama. Nama how to translate?
Man. Man and
Mind.
matter.
Nama is mind.
Yes.
Yes, mind or mentality and materiality. Okay, this is example. Taddhitakaṇḍa pana Sayadaw Khandha Ichanakathena 80 nama Honti. Now Honti. Okay. So Honti is main part. Honti also needs two subjects. What are two subjects? Taddhitakaṇḍa Sayadaw Khandha. this one subject, and then 80, 80 nama, 80 is second subject. This is Bhāvataddhita in Pāli. Taddhitakaṇḍa Padarūpasiddhi. So the associated, we can translate the associated, the 4 associated khandhas are called 80. Are 80 are the psychic because of his, how to say, accomplishment, Vijayanagatana. We can translate it. So here 80 is Vigadikatu, secondary object is secondary subject is feminine and singular. Feminine and singular. So the subject of Honti, Sampyutaka, Taddhitakaṇḍa, Khandha, masculine and plural. Masculine plural. I should give Harasavi Aranani Prakati Katu neuter gender. Neuter plural. Okay, neuter plural. Notice where is multiply? Where is multiply? Okay. Okay. So against the Vigadikatu. Vigadikatu is gender and singular. The gender is the same, number is different. So in this example, both gender and number are the same, different. The Katu is masculine gender and plural number. Plural number. Vigadikatu is feminine gender and singular. Okay, singular number. So in a different. So if we check, these two words, subject and subject complement. Okay, this is a khandha. Okay, the Sampyutaka adjective word modifying khandha. Taddhitakaṇḍa is number. Number always modifies noun. Okay, Taddhitakaṇḍa and khandha. Also noun. Okay, not asatitariya word, not bhuvismasa word, and the not kita word. That's no kita word. Okay, not bhavaddhita word. And the 80 also, noun word. No asatitariya word, no bhuvismasa word, no kita word. Okay, so they do not modify other words. But in this case, like they are noun. That's why different. You see, different genders and numbers. Mostly we can see like this. Okay. So if asatitariya word, bhuvismasa word, kita word, they must have same genders. Must have same gender. Okay. Now this 80 cannot be, cannot be changed to, different gender. The 80 remains, feminine gender. Feminine gender. Okay. So that's why Bhāvataddhita is not like that. So the Bhāvataddhita should be plural. If I make a singular definition, it is wrong. Okay. It should be Bhāvataddhita and Bhava, Bhāvataddhita Bhava. Bodhina Bhasita, Bhāvataddhita. Like this. Okay, here also Supeka. Supeka this Bodhisamasa, right? Bodhisamasa. That's why must modify something else. This is here, in this case, Nakaran, Nakaran, Nudajanta. That's why Subhika also must be Nudajanta and singular. So here,
And then
now we are, yes.
that could be very strange, because let's see, if we pick out the word Bhāvataddhita, we have no idea whether or not it is singular or plural. It refers to just, one Dhamma or many Dhammas. How do we know in order to make it, plural in the definition sentence? Because it looks to me, it doesn't really matter. It's just talking about the state. Why do we have to impose this rule on that word?
Okay, Bhāvataddhita. Okay, yeah, Bhāvataddhita is Bhāvataddhita. Okay, Bhāvataddhita is Bhāvataddhita. Yes, it's a Nudajanta. Is singular. Okay, singular. But Bhāvataddhita is Kita word. Bhāvataddhita is Kita word. That's why it modifies, Imedhamma. Imedhamma is plural and masculine. That's why Bhāvataddhita must be plural and masculine.
Yes, no, I mean, I understand that the Bhāvataddhita, it has to be plural. That it has to be plural because it modifies Dhamma, right?
Yes.
But I mean, in the word Bhāvataddhita, the bhava, the state, then in the definition sentence.
It is singular. It is singular. Bhāvataddhita should be. Bhāvataddhita.
But so why is it this? Why it have to be in the plural? So
okay, because you forgot. You forgot because in this grammar books, mostly they show with plural, how to singular Bhāvataddhita. So you see parami, okay, parami. What is the definition of parami? Paramanam bhavo parami. Okay, Paramanam bhava parami. Yesterday we finished. Okay, Paramanam bhava parami, right? So the state of the noble people. The state of noble people. Okay. Because Bhāvataddhita are part of Dhamma. That's why the Dhamma spoken by the Buddha, the state of the Dhammas spoken by the Buddha. Okay. We can translate this Bhāvataddhita word.
okay.
So you see parami word. Parami word, there's a plural, right? Plural. It depends on how to say the context. It depends on the context. You can make plural.
Yes. So for example, let's say the sentence is not ime dhamma bhāveta bhāvataddhita. But let's say the sentence is ayang dhammo bhāveta bhāvataddhita.
Yes.
Then how are we going to make the definition sentence?
Like, ayang dhammo, you have to make vikha.
Yes. So in that case, it's going to be the Buddhena Basito. Buddha Basito.
Correct.
And then Buddha Basitassa Bhavo, Buddha Basitatang. So you see, it depends on the context. And then it looks to me that the definition of the Bhava sentence, it has nothing to do with this.
No, this is how to say the style of Pāļi. We have according to the context, you have to make vikha. Okay, so for example, okay, dan asa atiti danti. Okay, this is how to say only one person. Okay, danti. Maybe so that person has many sticks. You have to change the vikha. Okay, Tanda, Asa, Santiti, Dandi, no, like this. Sorry, Dandi. Stays Dandi. This, you see, Tanda, Asa, Titi, Dandi, and Tanta, Asa, Santiti, Dandi. So the final week, how we call Nipana word is Dandi. And better how to say, the sticks they have. The stick he has is, as one stick and many sticks different. Okay, according to context, we have to make vikha. Vikhas are not fixed. Okay, vikhas are not fixed. That's why, Sally, do you remember in your synopsis you mentioned, I think you make you said a verb. This is past tense, but when you make the definition of that word, you mention a verb. You make singular present tense wake up.
Present tense.
Present tense wake up. It is hard to say, no relevant. But according to the context, we have to make wake up like this. Okay. So yeah, of course, Iyandhammo Bhāvitaddhita Bhāvataddhita, and Imidhamma Bhāvitaddhita Bhāvataddhita. The way how Bhāvataddhita Bhāvataddhita must be different because of Iyandhammo, the subject. We can say object. Also Iyandhammo and Imidhamma. According to context. Yeah, Bhāvataddhita, the same, right? Dandi
Yes.
the same. Dandi the same. But how to say?
No, because what I think is it's the state of whatever preached by the Buddha. It is independent of the context.
No, because this is the grammar rule. Because Kitaka Vidya Lega, Kitaka word, how to say, have the same gender as they modify. Okay, according to this Kitaka Vidya Lega, Kitaka Vidya Lega, Kita word have the linga, the gender or abhidya. That means the modified noun. The noun they modify. Okay, that's one. Kitaka Vidya Lega. Yes, Bhāvataddhita are different, but it refers to it refers to Iyandhammo or Imidhamma. Yeah, Bhāvataddhita are the same, but their definition must be different because of the nouns they modify. Okay. Right, like this. Okay. Kitaka Vidya Linga in the Bhāvataddhita, and then in the Nama chapter, maybe. You see, under 387 Sutta in the Bhāvataddhita, another Bhāvataddhita, there is one example, one weka. Samananam Bhavo Saminya. Okay, Samananam Bhavo Saminya. The state of same things or same people, Saminya. Like this. Plural weka also we have. According to context, we have to make. Yes, not best.
And then also, so since you have it here on the screen, I have a question about rule number 1.
Yes.
Okay. So that means sometimes it is the katu, sometimes it is kamma, right? So
yeah.
so my observation is that does that mean that for the Gita case, then if it is active, then it is katu, and it is passive, then it is kamma, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the Tata Samana, that means our Hindu word is passive, of course, the object in that sentence must be the genitive of that our Hindu word. if the Bhāvataddhita word is katu, active word, the subject in the sentence must become the genitive of that Bhāvataddhita word, like this. Okay. Okay. So clear, right?
Yes, to
Awesome.
be optimist, I mean, this is very interesting, because before this lecture, I thought Bhāvataddhita and Taddhitakaṇḍa are the same.
Different.
In fact, I use both of them interchangeable and referring to Taddhitakaṇḍa because Bhāvataddhita is so obvious, right?
Yes.
It's right there. It's in the word, so there is no need to pay attention to it. But the difficulty is to find the Taddhitakaṇḍa.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's why sometimes I heard when I ask question, what is about Bhāvataddhita here? What's he already?
That's why Bhāvataddhita is how to say. So in the state of Vekha, we have the word power. Okay, if we have a Subekata, okay, in the case of Subekata, we don't see the word power. Okay, we only see ta surface or ta surface or near surface, like just surface, etc. Okay, so Bhāvataddhita is referred to the power in the Vekha step. So see Bhāvataddhita. The Taddhitakaṇḍa, when we have formed this Bhāvataddhita word, this whole word, in fact, this whole word is named Taddhitakaṇḍa. Okay, Taddhitakaṇḍa. Okay, this whole word is named Taddhitakaṇḍa with application after. Is needs is a relevant subject or object. That's one that relevant subject or object or that power hetu is called Taddhitakaṇḍa. That this whole word, the samana, that whole word, this whole word needs. Whole word needs. Okay. Okay, this very interesting. If we don't know, we can really misinterpret. We might. So Subekata, how can we make Vekha? Sukha, Bekha, Yasmenti or Yasati, and Subekha, Nakara. Okay, Subekha Nakara. To know that the words Subekha and Nakaran have same gender. Same gender, that's why same number. Okay. So here Subekha also referred to the town, Nakara also referred to the town. That is called Tonari Karana. Okay. So this is called same reference. Same reference. So Sukha, Bekha, Yasmenti or Yasati, Subekha, Nakara. So the town that has or where there is easy ends.
So Sayadaw, is it Sukha, Bekha, or what I remember yesterday you said that it's Suladda, Bekha.
Sulabha should be Sulabha also.
Sulabha.
That's how to say Sukha. Sukha is better. Sukha, Bekha, Yasmenti, Subekha.
Sulata is from the commentaries.
Okay. Hello? Now okay. So any questions so far? This okay. If you don't have any questions, let's go on. So different numbers and genders of subject and subjective complement in a sentence, you already seen. Okay. So at the time, this Bhagrikatu, Vigrikatu, they are not. I remember not sorry, no adjectives. No adjectives. If adjectives must follow the noun, they modify the genders of the noun. Okay, number. Okay,
So
exception
Sayadaw,
to yes.
I couldn't remember. I read somewhere. When we use the word mata and the nama, so generally in front, like mata, we always like take a singular. We do not take a plural form.
No,
But-
not no.
No, I
Not
read somewhere.
I don't think so.
Nama rupa mata. We do not take the nama rupa mata. I couldn't remember. I read somewhere. Like in the nama, also nama there we take like a nipada form in front of them. Also in that word they do not follow the subject, the number.
Because this word, the word mata is how to say stand at the end of a word. We cannot type. We cannot search easily. So for me, I don't think so. I'm seeing plural word also. New agenda in my mind. No, I remember. I cannot see which word. Okay. Okay. I also have to need to check this your statement. Okay. So exception to rule 1. So easy in a sentence is easy how to say to find subject and object. Okay. There's if in a passive sentence object is genitive. Object must become genitive or Bhāvataddhita word. In a passive sentence, the subject must be genitive or the Bhāvataddhita. It's easy. That's why ancient they created a maxim like this. Bhāvataddhita must become the genitive or Bhāvataddhita word like this. They created maxims, but that's how to say those maxims are general. There are exceptions against these maxims. Okay, Bhāvataddhita must become genitive. This is general. Well, this is the second rule is always correct. But this is how to say this is always correct, but this is how to say a little difficult and relatively how to say to confirm how to say the correct genitive of Bhāvataddhita, because we need to know the gender of Tata Sambandha word. Okay, because Tata Sambandha because of Tata space. And we cannot see the gender of that word. For example, okay, Subeka. So we cannot see the case ending of Subeka, right? So that's why it's difficult to find its gender and number also. Okay, that's why this is relatively difficult, in comparison with this rule 1. That's why Asian Sayadaw, create like this maxim. This rule is always correct. Okay, let's see. Exception to rule 1. Etasa Vadi Kenji Sasana Nulo Mambi Ati Asota Laditaya Pana Sava Didiwa Jada. Okay, this is from Silakanawaka commentary, volume 1. Silakanawaka commentary. Okay, it is a wadi. So it is a wadi. I mean, this is, I think, Niganananda Buddha, I think so. Niganananda Buddha. Niganananda Buddha. Yes. Yes. So Niganananda Buddha. It is a wadi. The idea and the teaching of this Nada Buddha, Niganananda Buddha, Kenji Sasana Nulo Nambi Ati. Kenji, there is something that is in agreement. That is in agreement with the teachings of the Buddha. Okay, there is some teaching that is in agreement, that agreed to the Buddha's teaching. But however, Asuddha Laditaya, Sabha Diti Yuva Chana. Diti Yuva here around view should be not right view. So Asuddha Laditaya, Sabha Diti Yuva Chana. All Sabha, all teachings are around view. Okay. Why all teachings are around view? Asuddha Laditaya. Asuddha Laditaya, all teachings have, let's say, impure view. That means view. Asuddha Laditaya, impure view. Okay, so in this sentence, what is the subject? So in the first sentence, Ati is Bhav. Okay, what is the subject? We can say Kenji Sasana Nuloman is subject. It is not Vadi. Vadi is locative. Itasa is modifier for Vadi. Okay, so there is no two subjects. There are no two subjects, only one subject in this first sentence. In the second sentence, Jata. This Jata.
Hi, Sayadaw.
Yes.
So in the first sentence, Kenji is not the real subject?
Kenji should be this main subject. Kenji Savananula Mambi.
Yes, Kenji is the subject.
You can modify Kenji. Yes. Ati. Okay. Ati means one subject. It's not like Hoti and Bhavati, not like Hoti Bhavati. Okay. So it says how to say Sabha Diti Wachata. Sabha all teachings, Sabha not all teachings. Sabha all teachings, you see that there's this pronoun. This pronoun also always adjective, right? Sabha all teachings, Diti Yuva. All teachings are round, Jada. Okay. So here the main part is Jada. Okay. So the Jada has two subjects, Sabha and Diti. Okay, Sabha and Diti. Okay, Sabha and Diti. If so, according to the first rule, the Sabha is Spaghetti Katu. Okay, Sabha is Spaghetti Katu. Sabha is Spaghetti Katu, right? No, Sabha, how to say? Yes, Jata. Yes, Sabha is the first subject, right? Diti Yuva is Diti Yuva is Wikati. Wikati. Okay. Taddhitakaṇḍa. Sabha Diti. Sabha Diti was Jata. So, if so, how to say Sabha should be the genitive, Sambandha of Asauda Laditaya. Asauda Laditaya. Okay, Asauda Laditaya. So Sabha also, refer to view. Okay, view of this Nata Buddha. Okay, view of Nata Buddha. Right, view of Nata Buddha. But Asauda Laditaya. Asauda Laditaya is the Bhobi Samasa. Okay, Asauda Laditaya is Bhobi Samasa. So we can make so yeah, subject of Jata is Sabha. We can say Sabha Jata also. Sabha Diti also. Subject of Asauda Lati is Nata Buddha. The subject of Asauda Lati is Nata Buddha. So Asauda Lati is Bhobi Samasa. So Asauda Lati, how can we make with her? Asauda Lati Yasati Asauda Lati Nata Buddha. Okay. Asauda is just Asauda is Nani Bada Vavada Kamada Samasa. Asauda Lati is Asauda Lati Yasa Asauda Lati Nata Buddha. This is Chatti Vobismasa. Okay. So Asauda Lati refers to Nata Buddha, not round view. Okay. So here, according to the first rule, it says the subject or object of the main part must be genitive of Bhava Hetu. So in this second sentence, subject is Sabha, Diti Yuva is Sabhagati, or also subjective complement. So according to that rule, the first rule, the power, the genitive of Asura Lalita should be Sabhasan, or maybe Sabhasan Daitina. Sabhasan Daitina. In this case, not. If we say Sabhasan Daitina, Sabha Daiti is round view. Okay, Asura Lati is Naga Buddha. Okay, so different how to say reference, different reference. Asura Lati refer to Nanda Buddha, Sabha Daiti refer to it's a round view. Okay, so different Abhidya, a different reference. Okay. That's why if we change Sabha into Sabhasan or Sabhasan Ditina, it's wrong. It's wrong. Because it already refers to Nanda Buddha. Okay, like this. That's why here, correct, wrong. If we say Sabhasan, Sudha Larita spelling.
Should be Asutta.
Yeah. Sabhasan, Asudha Larita, it is wrong. Okay.
And then also it is Latti, it's not Lati, Sayadaw.
Oh, yes.
And then in the main sentence up there as well, it's Latti, it's not Lati.
Lati, main sentence.
And also in the main sentence is Latti.
Oh, yes. Okay. So yeah, cross sentence. Etasa nada buddhasa.
Asutta
Asutta ladita.
Latti, Sayadaw.
Yes. Asutta ladita. Etasa nada buddhasa asutta ladita. Pana sava niti vachata. Like this. Okay. So, this exertion. And then,
I have a question though, Sayadaw. Can you
yeah.
please speak a little bit more about the difference between Atti and Hoti and Bhagavati? You said that Atti needs only one subject, Hoti and Bhagavati need
Yeah.
two.
Atti bar needs, one subject. Hoti and Bhagavati. Atti is like, it's governed locative. It's governed locative. And then dative also.
Not a genitive case, Sarah.
It's hard to say, there is, controversy between some zeros, especially Shinjanagavi Musar and other zeros, like Pāḷi zero in Mandalay. So Pāḷi zero, he and many other zeros consider dative. Shinjanagavi Musar prefer genitive. Okay, in connection with the Bhāvati. Okay, the Bhāvati.
For example, like Ati me budo, that means I have a son. So we cannot translate there is a son for me.
Yeah, this is yes, it's like that. So this because you change Pāļi into English or into your language. In the Pāļi style, the Pāļi Sarot, they give the reason as this. Ati govern locative answer dative like this. So that needs one subject. Yeah, this is what I have read about, the difference between this dative and genitive in connection with ati. Okay, so
Sorry, Sarah.
so yeah, in English also we have but to be. If we have locative like Alpa's place, okay, she is in the car, for example, she's in the car. At the time we translate, the verb is as in exist, right? So exists, right? Exists. He exists in the car. He is in the car. That would be. But without locative, for example, like subjective complement after verb to be, adjective complement like verb ing, verb 3, what is it? Past participle and noun. So it's not like exist. It's like become, to be is, she is a nurse. At the time is we cannot translate, she exists a nurse. No, right? Like this. So Pāļi, like Hoti, Bhagavati, mostly they need two subjects, especially Hoti. How to say, according to my experience. I'm also just still learning. This is what I noticed.
So Sayadaw. Hello.
Yeah,
Sayadaw.
yes.
Oh. Okay, when you say two subjects, that means like one is Bhagadi and Vigadi, that part, right?
Yes. Okay, be careful.
I see, okay. Like English is, she's a girl or something like that. Oh.
Yes.
So you mean the word ati, the verb ati is it has the meanings to have or to exist.
This is how to say. So that's why we translate. Sometimes we translate there is. So we can. In Sanskrit also, I see such standard. They translate. I have like this. Have like perception also.
So I think that our Sadhana will explain about Nati and Ati.
So I think it depends on the context, the situation. If how to say, for example, okay, Dvebodha, Ati or Sandi, okay, Dvebodha, Ati, Sandi. Ati, there are three Atis, okay, do you remember three Atis? There are three Atis in Pāļi, okay. Akhyata Ati, and Vipada Ati, and Nama Ati. Do you remember?
Yes, Sayadaw.
There are three
Yeah.
Ati. If how to say Akhyata Ati is singular, okay. If Nipada Ati, it can be used as singular, both singular and plural. For example, Dvebodha Ati, okay. So Dvebodha Ati, so there is no dative or genitive. At the time, we must translate. There are two sounds. Okay, there are two sounds.
Like
People,
like
Dremenusa Santi, Dremenusa Ati, Dremenusa Santi. For example, okay, Ekasame Kami, Atite, Kali, Ekasame Kami, Dvebodha, Dremenusa Santi. So we should translate, like as existence. There were two people. Okay, like this. There were two people in one village, like this. At the time, we should not translate as possession by the village. But the village had two people. I think we should not translate like this. Right? So if there is dative or genitive in the sentence with a T, we can translate, I think, as possession, I have, etc. This is what I understand.
Yeah, thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay. So let's go on. So it is our day. You see, so there is no genitive or dative in this sentence. Or a locative, you see, locative. Okay. So any question about this Bhava Sambandha, Dhala Sambandha? Any question? No question. And I will give you another example because this like exception to rule one, you need to remember. Okay, so second example, we type.
So you know, is it said exception of rule one in the book? So you teaching us this one from the Pāļi Pāragu book?
Pāļi Body, and Pāļi Pāragu books. Pāļi Body and Pāļi Pāragu books. Yes.
I see. It just because I mean, it depends on the context. According to my understanding, it has nothing to do with the rule. I mean,
And with the rule, maybe because how to say this,
right.
my expression, because there are how to say like two opposite maxims, because if you study the lessons, you will see, these lessons. You will have to learn or study these lessons. At the time, there are two different lessons about this power hetu, power samana, and rada samana. Okay, so that's why I write like this. I mention like this. Okay, this rule is general. Okay, this rule is always correct if we check. This is also just how to say, to I think simplify, to how to say, to make students understand easily, because as I said before, this subjects and objects are easy to be seen, to be noticed in a Pāļi sentence. Okay, but agreements between this bhava samana and rada samana, because of we need to check genders and numbers and reference of bhava samana words and rada samana words, like this. Okay, that's why the first rule is general. Or like we can say for beginners. This is the second rule is exceptionally true and exceptionally true. This is like for advanced Pāļi students.
No, I understand. I appreciate these. But what I mean is that for rule number one, you gave us that example. Then it looks to me that for that example, we can find something that, how do I say, follow the rule. It's just here because there are many reasons for us to say that all of the teachings of the Nanda, what is his name? Nataputta.
Nataputta, yeah.
There are many reasons for us to say that it is, wrong view. But here the author just used the reason showing that because he possessed, wrong view. But I mean, the author can also, find a reason saying that because of all those teachings are wrong or something. So in that case, then it refers to the word sabba. It's not refers to the word, nataputta. So I don't see why we see it as the exception. It's just because, it's according to what the author wants to say. You see? Because instead of saying that, in that example, instead of using the word asukta lattitaya, the author can use some of the word referring to the sabba. Right. So what I mean is that it depends on the author.
It depends on the order.
Because otherwise, for example, I mean, I don't know the Pāļi word, but some he can say something like, but all of the teachings are a wrong view because it doesn't lead to liberation, or because it leads to the woeful states and so on. So if that is the reason, then of course it refers to sappā, right?
This is so. So how do you think? For example, worldly example. So you are very extremely hungry. Okay? You are extremely hungry. So around you there is, for example, one mango. Okay, one mango, but half of the mango is rotten. Okay, so there is nothing else, nothing else to eat around you. So what will you do?
And I'm just going to eat the half that is not rotten.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. And this what I mean. So here, this is says, in the first sentence, it is a wadi kinchi sadhana nuloma biati. Okay. So asaraladi dayapana sabba pidi vachata. And so because of his wrong view, all his teachings are considered wrong views. So it is, I think, probably how to say, I'm not so satisfied with this idea. Okay.
No, what I mean is, instead of, so all of the
About grammar.
teachings of the Nathaputta is wrong view, not because of only this reason. It can have many reasons in there, but the authors choose this reason to present.
So at the time, how to say, we can understand, like we have Pāļi, like Samipahetu, like Atisamipahetu, like Upasamipahetu, like this. Near reason, and far reason, farther reason, like this. Okay. So in Pāļi literature, we have such things. Okay. So so as an already then his wrong view, and you say because these views will lead the believer to hell. And this is I think we can say anagata, okay, anagata, for example, future benefit, future disadvantages. We can say their father, right?
Yeah, so no, I understand,
Well.
but what I mean is that if we use that reason instead of this reason, then it's not an exception of rule 1 because it refers to sabbā. You see? The reason doesn't refer to the Nathaputta. But the reason, if we use that reason, then it refers to sabbā, then it's not an exception of rule 1. That's what I mean. So So what I mean is that the reason, it depends on the reasons the author chooses to present. So I don't see why it just, and then so he put this as an exception, rule 1. So I mean, what I mean is that it depends on the context.
This is how to say grammatically, because the first rule, Pakarika 2 and Vigirika 2 must be, Bhava Samanta, Tata Samanta. In this case, different, you see, different, how to say, reference. Different reference. Yes, as you said, why wrong views? As you said, because they lead to, disadvantages, etc. Yeah, this is also how to say. I am not so satisfied. Yes. So okay, another example I will give you. Another example. Let's see another example. So example Sunati. Sunati Bhavati. Sunati Bhavati. Sunati Bhavati Vati. Vati Kasama. Vati Kasama Patama. Patama. Pate Niti Sati. Sati. Nihata Manata. Nihata Nata. Usanata. This from also Diganika, commentary, verses 2. Okay, this is long sentence. So Sunati with another. With Sunati Bhavati, Sunati Bhavati Vati. Sunati Bhavati Vati Kasama Patama Bhavati Nirisati Nita Manata Usanata. Bhavati Vati Kasama Patama Bhavati Nitisati Nida Manata. So okay, this is a sound nidaba. Sunadi Bhavati Vati. Sound nidaba Kasama Patama Bhavati Nitisati Nitisati Nitisati. This is how to say, like the question. Kasama Bhavati Patama Bhavati Nitisati. Why? He points to the habitant, to the householder first. The householder first. The answer is Nihita Manata. This Nihita Manata should be the answer to that question. Nihita Manata. This is. It should be after Nedisati. There must be question mark. Okay. So Nedisati, when he first points to the householder. So Nihita Manata Usanata. Nihita Manata Usanata. So this one sentence. Nidhi-sati, subject of Nidhi-sati is what? What is subject of Nidhi-sati?
Someone else,
Someone else. Okay, someone
we
else.
don't know. It's not in the
we don't know,
context. We
because,
don't know who it is.
without context. Okay? Without context. Material. Anita Manata. Katia Gulada Babajita. Anita Manata. And Abrika Bahuka. The Babajita Manata Kamakata. And it is Sati. Okay. Okay. Whatsoever. Nidhi Sati, the subject of Nidhi Sati is, like someone else. Someone else. Yes. This is how to say Nita Manata. This is Bhobis Masa. Nita Manata is Bhobis Masa. Usana is Kita what? Usana is Kita what? Okay. So this is a Nidhi Sati. The subject of Nidhi Sati should be Bhagawa. Should be Bhagawa. According to the, how to say, according to the first rule, the subject of above in a sentence must turn to genitive of bhava hetu. So if so, the subject of Nidhi Sati is Bhagawa. If so, Nihata Manata, the Bhagawa must change to Bhagavato, which is the Samana genitive of Nidha Manata and Usanata. Okay. So okay, it's like this. But if we read, that paragraph in the Silakanamala commentary, Usana may, I think, abandoned. Nihita mana is the pride which is oppressed or like lowered. So that means Nihita mana does not refer to the Buddha, the part to the householder or part to the householder. Because the householder has lowered mana, lower pride, lowered or oppressed pride. That means he is less proud or less arrogant. Usanata maybe abandoned. Usanata ja Abrikawa Bahuka. Abhijita Nama Napuka. Mana Kurunti. Panna Habati Taddhitakaṇḍa. Yes. So like this, you see, the subject of Bhagavad is Nidhi Sati. So according to the past rule, we would, change Bhagava into Bhagavato as the genitive of Nida Manata. In this case, not. Nida Mana should not refer to the Buddha, but refer to the householder. Okay, according to context, like this. Okay.
So Sayadaw.
Yes.
So what is Usana again, Sayadaw?
Usana should be Kitawa, I think. Kitawa. And like, and then like Upana. You see Upana, Usana, like the same, and then so.
Yeah, it's a Gita word.
Kitawa.
Plus that plus last suffix or that suffix. That suffix.
Should be that something. Like Upana. This Upana word, who prepares through Bad and Dasapis. Here was Osana who prepares through Sad and Dasapis.
What does it mean, Sayadaw?
Usanata should be many or abundant. Many or abundant.
So what does it mean? So it refers to the Gahapati. What does it mean then?
Hapati. Okay, let me read Usanata Nidamanata. Nihata Manata. Is a good reason. Japa. Kahapatika. Bhuka. Sakala Buddha Vachan
Sayadaw, looks like this paragraph they do not give us such explanation in the Usanata, right? I mean this paragraph. In the Sunadika Hapati Wadi, in the whole paragraph, they are more focused on the Nihadamana, right?
Nihadamana.
Yeah. I mean, there's those explanations.
Usanata. Oh, yes. Yes.
So I think it refers the Sayadaw.
There's Usanata, like abundant,
It
because
refers the number of people.
The number of people who how to say went for.
Who going forth, right?
Who went for.
Because only the Itare Hechakune Hinikamito Papachita Namana Bahuka, Kahapatika wa Bahuka. That means only in the householders they going forth is much more than the Khadya and the Brahmana caste.
That comes my second question then. But how do we know that? So you translate the word patamang gahapatein. That's the points to the gahapati first, right? So you use patamang as the adverb. How do we know that? So why don't we use it as an adjective, modifies gahapatein?
The time we need to go back to the original Sutta Silakana. This is where. I think Samanya Plus. Samanya Plus. Yes.
And then also that is like a general question. So, so when we see that, how do we know that patamang is adverb or adjective?
Sorry?
Patamang here. So it
Yeah.
can either be adverb or adjective, right? We don't know. It can be the first householder.
Maybe, yes. The first householder. Householder first. The first householder. Okay, I will check the Samanya Plaza, but the third part, Sunati. Okay. Happening. 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 Sinakanam. Sunali. Happening. Dhamma Sunati. Happening. Sunari Havati Wa. Dhamma Sunari Havati Wa. Havati Puto Wa. Narasmewa Huli Pacha Chanto. Pacha Santo. Sotandama Sudo. Sagati. Satan. Dilapati. So here in the Silakanavaga Pali, Tadama Sunadi, Habati Wa, Habati Poto Wa, Narasmewa Huli Pacha. Pacha Jaldo. So here 3 categories. So people, Habati, householder, and Habati Poto, the son of householder, and Narasmewa Huli Pacha Jaldo. Narasmewa Huli Pacha Jaldo, I don't know that. So the 3 persons. So out of 3 persons, Habati is mentioned first. Habati is mentioned first. Okay, Habati is mentioned first. Habati is mentioned first. So that's why Habati is first pointed out like this. Okay.
But then if that's the case, so then Osanatta is like the abundant because of the state of being abundant of what? Of Gahapati?
Usanata Habati. Habati Kawa and Bahuka. Habati Kawa Bahuka. Yes. Habati. Nida Manata. Usanata Pratama Habati. Niti Sati. Yes.
So you mean that there are many Gahapatis there?
Huh? No. Because the contest is so irregularly Bahuka. That means those who become monks are householders. Okay, that means abundance. Okay, the householder. Many householders become monks. Went forth. So those who how to say who went forth are householders. Many householders are who were householders and went forth are many. That's why Osanata. And they have also Luward Mama, Luward right. Okay. This how to say is explained in Katiya, Brahmana, Katiya, Brahmana, and the Hina Chacha Kula. Okay, Katiya, warriors, Brahmins, Brahmana, Hina Chacha Kula, they have to say they don't win first, comparatively. So householders, that means they are, because warriors, Brahmins, they are rich, they are powerful persons. How to say, very lower person also, lowest person also, how to say, they don't win for, they don't go for, like Bhāvataddhita, this is the movie. So like we can say middle class people. There's Bhāvataddhita, I think middle class people go for more than other kinds of people like this.
So Sayadaw, the word Gahapati in the Pāli, it doesn't refer to just one person, right?
How to say, in the Pāli, yes, it's just Gahapati, yes. Although it's Gahapati, it covers, I think, it's like how to say,
As it refers like they are
Jati.
hostels.
They're like Jati,
Yes.
like Jati. Because in the commentary, he used plural word also, like Habrikawa Bhuka. So although in Pāli it's just Kapati, Poto, these were general terms covering all householders, many people, because in the commentary plural. Yes. Okay. Clear?
Yes, but that means, what it means is that because there are like many, as you explained, there are many monks in the sasana that has come from the Gahapati Jati, right? That's what it means.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this one, this is Bhavasamana, Tadasamana, complicated. Okay, this is also exception with the rule one. So if you don't have any question, let's go to the last topic. In fact, you have asked this question, Dr. Ryan. You have asked this question. Bhava Prana, Bhava Lopa. Shale, Bhava Prana, Bhava Lopa. And they are the same. You have already studied.
No. Just barely.
Just mention, just very briefly.
Bhava Prana, Bhava Lopa. But the two terms are one and the same. Okay, one and the same. Bhava Pradana, Bhava Lopa. Bhava Pradana. Word translated as if with the final word Bhava. And it's called Bhava Pradana. Pradana, if we translate literally, Bhava Pradana, the word that is the main power. That has power as the main, as main. and then is Bhavaprana. Bhavalopa, word with the final word power, alighted. Okay, with example 1, to make subject and object different. So imiko panaya samanto is a little also difficult. Imiko panaya samanto terasa sangadise sa dhamma uddesan agachanti. So to understand this, we need to remember an adipasive and vikahas. Adipasives and vikahas. Okay, imiko panaya samanto terasa sangadise sa dhamma uddesan agachanti. Okay, in this sentence, agachanti is main verb. Okay, agachanti. In this case, agachanti does not mean come. Should
It
be
means
like
to
reach.
recite.
Reach. Okay, reach. Agachanti, reach. Okay, agachanti, reach or arrive at this. Okay, so its subject is imiko ayasamanto, right? Imi, sorry, imiko ayasamanto, terasa sangadisisa. Imiko terasa sangadisisa. Ayasamanto is this is addressing word. Okay. Imiko terasa sangadisisa dhamma. These are subject. Terasa sangadisisa dhamma. 13. These 13 sangadisisa. We can say dhamma offenses. Reach what? Audition. Arrive at audition. By the being recited, it should be. So if we don't see the word power, we don't see the word power after the word audition. Okay, audition. So we would translate just being recited, just being recited. So that means these 13 Tangadis references are recited, simply to say recited. So this that the word Odisha is considered Bhavapaddhita. Bhavapaddhita means although the word Odisha has no final Bhava word. Okay, no word Bhava. After that, it is considered as having Bhava. As having Bhava. This is called Bhavapaddhita. Or another way is Odisha has the word with the word Bhava alighted. Okay, Odisha, and it is, instead of saying Odisha Bhava, Bhava is alighted. This is called, because elision or the word Bhava, we call Bhavalopa. So if we say Bhavapaddhita, it's originally the word Odisha has no Bhava word. Okay, no Bhava word at all. But we consider it, in the sense. It has Bhava sense. Okay, the one and the same. So, so literally we can translate these 13 Sangadisisa offenses reach the state of being recited. The state of being recited. Okay. So why we have to consider like this? Why we have to consider Odisha as Bhavapaddhita or Bhavalopa? This is the main question. Because of the same references of the word Dhamma and Odisha. Because in a sentence, subject and object must not be the same, right? For example, Purisa, Nagara, Gachati, Purisa and Nagara are different. They must be different because Purisa is subject and Nagara is object. Okay. Gachati, the verb Gachati is transitive. So Gachati is verb, that's why it must have subject, is Purisa. So Gachati is transitive verb, that's why it must have object. So this the subject and object of Gachati, Purisa, and Nagara must be different, must not be the same. Okay, if they are the same, we must consider one of them as like Bhāvataddhita or Bhāvalopa, like this. So here, okay, if we don't consider the word Odisha as Bhāvalopa, Bhāvataddhita, Odisha also refer to Dhamma, because which we recite, the 13 Sanghadisa offenses. Okay, so what is the subject of Agachanti? 13 Sanghadisa offenses. If so, Dhamma and Odisha are the same, would be the same. Okay, so there must be no such thing in the sentence that subject and object must not be the same. Okay, so because of that, the Odisha is considered as Bhāvalopa. Okay, Dhamma offenses, Odisha offenses. That means Odisiyanteti Odisha. Okay, Odisiyanteti Odisha refer to Dhamma, Sanghadisa Dhamma. Okay, Odisiyanteti should be Odisiyanteti Odisha. Odisiyanteti Odisha also. Odisiyanteti should be plural. Okay. Odisiyanteti Odisha. Okay. So here in the sentence, in the original sentence, we have Odisha. Odisha instead of Odissi. Okay, instead of Odissi, we have Odisha. This also one point. One point that Dhamma and Odisha are different, because if Odisha refers to Dhamma, Odisha must be plural, right? Yeah, it's also in reality, it's also Odisha refer to Dhamma, but what we see is singular, not plural. Okay? So here we should if Odisha should be Odisiyanteti. Okay. Odisha should be Odisiyateti, Odisha, or Odisha. Huh?
It's O, it's not 0, Sayadaw.
Yes. Okay, like this. So that's why we have to consider Odisasa Bhava, Odisha Bhava. This is Bhava Lopa. If we consider Odisha Bhava Lopa, we have to make Vigha, Bhāvataddhita, Odisasa Bhava, Odisha Bhava, then Odisha Bhava, then Odisha Bhava. Then Odisha Bhava. This is Kanda. Okay. So if we consider Odisha as Bhavapaddhana, we don't need to make any Bhavaddhita Vigha. We just consider Okay. Odessa has the sense of bhava. I mean the state of being recited like this.
So Sayadaw.
Yes.
So here now it comes to the same question above. So here the Dhamma is plural. Then why do we say Ode Sassa, not Ode Sanang Bhavo? Because
Yes.
Odessa refers to the Dhamma.
Yes. Should be Odessa. Yes. Yes. Odessa Bhava. Odessa Bhava. Then Odessa Bhava. Yes. If we consider Odessa as Bhava. Any question? Shall we clear?
Yes, Sayadaw.
Yeah. So see, it's so okay. Odessa. We make Vika Odessa Bhava. This Odessa Bhava, is it Jati or Guna or Kriya or Tapa or Nama?
Yeah, it's the Kiriya, right?
How about Sally?
I think if it's recitation, it's clear. But if it's refers like the
Not Nama, okay? Not Nama, not Jati.
yeah, it is. Yeah, sure, it's not.
So you remove,
Nama.
you remove what should not be possible. Okay, past. So I also Kriya.
Kiriya.
Kriya.
But how about if they refer? You see, the Udesa is refers that Dharma. That that still is action.
Yes. Dhamma is 10. What is 10 to Dhamma? Dhamma is recited. Okay. What is 10 to Dhamma? What is 10 to Dhamma? We recite. Dhamma is recited. That's why it should be clear. Okay. So it's a matter to have the same reference. So here, to make subject and object different, because subject and object in a sentence must be different. So when we consider Bhavaprana, a word as Bhavaprana, Bhavalopa, to make subject and object different. This is another example. Okay, Anicchata. Anicchata eva lakhanam, anicca lakhanam. Okay, Anicchata eva lakhanam, anicca lakhanam. This is from Bhāvataddhita. Okay, the different references of the word anicca and lakkhana. Okay, let's see. Anicca, so impermanent. Okay, we translate. So what are impermanents? What is impermanent? Type aggregates. Okay, so we make Vikha so anicca ta eva lakkhana, anicca lakkhana. Anicca ta eva lakkhana, anicca lakkhana. So this is a compound anicca lakkhana. We can say Dhammadharaya. Okay? Dhammadharaya. So lakkhana, what is lakkhana? Characteristics of 5 aggregates. Okay? Characteristics of 5 aggregates. Characteristics of 5 aggregates. Okay. Anicca ta eva lakkhana, anicca lakkhana. So if we say, anicca eva lakkhana, anicca lakkhana, or if we say anicca ta eva lakkhana, anicca lakkhana, which is correct? That is the question. Because in the Nibbana word, we don't see anicca ta lakkhana, right? We don't see anicca lakkhana. We just see anicca lakkhana. We just see anicca lakkhana. Not anicca lakkhana. We just see anicca lakkhana. Okay. So like this.
So Sayadaw.
So that's why here. Sorry.
Yeah. So why don't we consider the anicca lakkhana as the tapurisa?
Tapurisa.
Yes. I mean, jati tapurisa.
Chati tapurisa.
Yes. So the characteristics
Yeah, the
of
characteristic of this is how to say. Yeah, the lakkhana is the characteristics of the five aggregates. Yes, yes. In a sense, we have to understand like this of characteristics. Whose characteristics? We can ask. Okay, at the time we ask, our answer is characteristics of five aggregates. Okay, these characteristics are the characteristics of five aggregates. But how to say in the definition? Okay, definition.
No, what I mean is that so according to the Bhāvataddhita, that it is the Kamma Dharaya. But I mean, when we see the word anicca lakkhana, you can also think of it as the jati tapurisa, right?
And yes, in the translation like this, like chachiti tapurisa. Okay, so how to say Kamma Dharaya samasa? You know the nature of Kamma Dharaya samasa. Kamma Dharaya samasa is, you know, for example, Mahando Purisa, Mahapurisa. Okay, and Mahando modifies the man. Purisa also, you know, the man. Okay, these two words, Mahando and Purisa, both words modify the man. So in the in the definition, Mahanta is adjective, and Purisa is the word. It is a modifier now. This word also, you know, refer to the person. The person that, you know, quality of greatness, etc. Greatness, okay, in this example. So two word, that means the first word or maybe the second member must modify, you know, the other word. Okay, like this. This is the nature of Kamma Dharaya samasa word. Okay. In this case, what are different is anicca refer to five aggregates, but does not refer to characteristics. You see, does not refer to characteristic. Okay. That's why Sayadaw put this bhava word, anicca. You see, anicca. The anicca anicca, okay, anicca or anicca. If we refer to jati, we can make, you know, singular with her also. Be careful. As anicca or anicca, refer to five aggregates, you know, five khanda, panchakhanda. Anicca, bhava, anicca. Anicca eva lakkhana anicca. This is, you know, we can say bhava, bhava lopa. So anicca lakkhana, in the case of anicca lakkhana, we can say both bhava lakkhana and bhava prana and bhava lopa. Okay. So in the case of anicca, we can say bhava lopa, because this ta representing bhava word does not appear in the Nibbana anicca lakkhana. Okay. So main point is anicca refers to five aggregates. Lakkhana is characteristics. So the Vika, the word, the compound word is Kamatra Samasa. The nature of Kamatra Samasa, the first word or maybe the second word must refer to another word, like this. Okay. In this case, nature cannot modify Lakana, right? So if we modify the word nature, modify Lakana, what do we have? Impermanent characteristics, right? If we don't put the word ta or power, our translation would be impermanent characteristics. That would be wrong. Okay, that's why power is put.
No, but then Sayadaw, so according to the Sayadaw G, then what he thinks is that in the compound, the bhava is elided, right? So what, because he thinks that it is the bhava
lopa, yes.
So what he thinks is it should be anicca lakkhana instead of anicca lakkhana. That's what he
yeah, if you consider
suggests, right?
lakkhana, this is bhava lopa. If you don't consider nature, so anicca lakkhana, okay, you don't see, you don't see vikaha like anicca lakkhana, you don't see that vikaha. You see just nature lakkhana. If you understand, this bhava prana, bhava lopa, you will surely consider nature is bhava prana.
Yeah, but what I mean is that because this is how the Sayadaw G explained. But what I mean is that if we see the word anicca lakkhana, and in order to see it correctly, then we can also think of it as the Cathita Purisa. If it is Cathita Purisa, then there is nothing wrong with that.
Because you are, if so, how to say, you cannot translate, like characteristics of an aggregates, you would translate impermanent characteristics. Because nature is, adjective, right? Nature is adjective. You see, Kamadra Samasa and Kamadra Samasa, Taddhitakaṇḍa Samasa also can be, can be used as adjective. Okay, can be used as adjective sometime. You see, for example, Nabhyamana, okay, Nabhyamana. This is Abhyamana. So Abhyamana, who is Abhyamana? Who is a non-Brahmin? You need to point to that person, right? Okay. For example, Agado, okay, Agado, Nagado. What has not been done? So what has not been done? You need to find out. Okay, this is Kamara Samasa. Nani Varava Kamara. And then Taddhitakaṇḍa Samasa also can be, can be used as adjective sometimes, especially Taddhitakaṇḍa Samasa and the Inkita words. For example, Bhumigado, okay? Bhumigado. So this Gado is just, gone or going to the going on the earth, on the ground. So who is going to the ground? You need to find out. You see? So Bhumigado is adjective, right? Adjective. So anicca wa also this is Kamara Samasa, Narivada wa Kamara Samasa. This is adjective. So if adjective, if you make, without ta, space, you must translate, impermanent characteristics. Right? You cannot translate, characteristics of 5 aggregates. You don't have 5 aggregates, right? So we have only, anicca and lakkhana. And anicca is impermanent, and lakkhana is characteristics. So your translation must be only impermanent characteristic, not, characteristics of 5 aggregates, right?
But then because you said down here that anicca refers to the 5 aggregates. Anicca is 5 aggregates.
Yeah, this is if so, if so, this must be wrong. If so, impermanent. If we PEMA no? Okay, this referring to aggregates. It's real meaning. Yes, yes, is it? Yes, thank you. So impermanent. What is impermanent? So if so, impermanent characteristics. Yeah, we need to put this aggregates in the bracket. Otherwise, like you would be confused. Okay, so impermanent characteristics. Clear, right?
Yeah, but then I mean, what I understand is that the word anicca refers to the 5 aggregates itself. Dukkha is also 5 aggregates, and anatta is also 5 aggregates.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you have already learned, these things. Without having learned these things, if you you for example, anicca lakkhana words, you check the anicca. Okay, you check in the dictionary.
Okay.
So you will see, it's impermanent, right? You will see just impermanent. It's true meaning, real meaning, original meaning is impermanent, not 5 aggregates. Right?
Yeah, but I mean here when
Yes, good. Your question is very hard. Because of your question, now I have to correct, right? This this is this is Z, go to Z.
no, but what I mean is that so when we see the word anicca lakkhana, right? That is when we talk about the dhammas. It's not about the meaning anymore. Then what it means is that that's
Anyway, how to say Dhamma? Okay, Dhamma. How to say Dhamma is? I think this is the second stage. Meaning is the first stage. The word is how to say. Maybe we have 3 stages. What is the first stage? After that, meaning in the second stage. After that, Dhamma. It is the third stage. We can, I think, we can think like this. Okay, through word, we have to understand meanings and dhammas, right? So then we have to check, the words. Okay, nature. You check, dictionary. They will give, the meaning of nature. Original meaning should be, impermanent. Nature permanent. Not 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates is, you can mention, you can say like this because of the knowledge you have learned like this. Okay, for example, okay, Bhumikato. If I say Bhumikato, can you know which person I refer to? You cannot. Okay, I may refer to maybe the monk or the farmer or the soldier or like this, right? If I mention nature, because you have already learned, this kind of. So, for example, in some sutra, the Buddha asks the rupa nature. So in that case, in just only that word nature is just referred to just rupa matter, no other aggregates, right? No other things, right? Like this. For example, I will say Jitendriya, okay, Jitendriya. So can you know, the person I refer to by the word Jitendriya? You cannot, because it's adjective, you see, adjective. We can use adjective. We can use adjectives, to modify many, right? Many. These manies are not original meaning of that word.
No, I understand, Sayadaw, because I understand here. Then because so we think of anicca as the adjective. So if we see it as the kammadaraya, that is wrong. So that's why we have to make it aniccata. But what I mean is that instead of seeing as the kammadaraya, we can see it as the Jatita Purisa. That is also okay, because then in that case, anicca refers to the 5 aggregates.
Yes,
It's
if
not
so,
because
yeah, we have ways. We have ways, you see.
Yes.
Nature, in the case of the Kamadara Samasa, because Sayadaw makes Kamadara Samasa Vikaha. That's why he considers nature as about Bhāvalopa. Okay, so if you can say nature and lakana, nature lakana. This is episode Chati Tapisa. At the time you already referred to by aggregate by the word nature. Okay, at the time Chati Tapisa is okay. Yes. Yes. So at the time, even the commentary, supplementary, commentator, they make how to say different vikaras of single word sometimes. So even Nima Sayadaw also they make different vikaras of single word. Okay. So at the time we need to check which is better. Sometimes we cannot say. Okay. So in the Brahmanadipani Sayadaw, Lady Sayadaw make this Kamadara vika. Yeah, this Chati is also, I think, acceptable. If we refer to, if a nature refers to 5 aggregates. Okay. Yes. Okay. But I miss it.
Yeah, it's 10:36.
Now,
Yes.
okay. Today we discussed about this Bhava Sambandha, Tada Sambandha only, right? And then Bhavrana Bhavalopa, two topics. So out of these 2 topics, Bhava Sambandha, Tada Sambandha, very important, very important. You see, sometimes subjects and objects are different from the main part. Sorry, no. The subject and object of our Hindu words are different from the subject and object of the main part. At the time, we can be confused. Okay, we can be confused. Like Asura Laditaya and the Nida Manata. Like this, Usanata. Okay, thank you for your difficult questions.
Oh, thank you so much, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It's really good, Sayadaw.
Thank you.
Yeah, we see you tomorrow, Sayadaw.
Okay.
So
I will.
also tomorrow, it also starts at the 8:30, Sayadaw? What is that?
Today we started
at 8, right?
She 나이래.
Okay, it says 8. Okay. See, I have to live by your time over there. So whenever I say I have to look at my clock here and add something.